Yes. Yes. Now, I know if you're tuning in to the hockey channel, I understand. You'll have to bear with me today. You'll have to just bear with me today. Finally, I'm just sitting here getting ready to film the football picks. I had 15 minutes before I was supposed to go live, and Kyle runs upstairs screaming. He runs upstairs screaming. And Chris GRIER, finally, the hell that has been being a Dolphin fan may see a light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, God. Yes. Oh, happy Halloween. Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Merry New Year. All of it today. Oh, my God. Finally, we may actually have some modicum of hope again. All right, stop making that noise. I got the window open because it got hot in here. Hey, Colin, how we doing, buddy? We finally won something, didn't we, Colin? McDaniel will remain the head coach for at least this season. Champ Kelly will serve as the interim GM. Blow it up, ladies and gentlemen. Blow it up. At least Ross knew not to have GRIER run the fire sale. I will give Ross credit for that. At least he knew not to have GRIER run the fire sale. You can't run your own fire sale. It just can't happen. It's not done. Woo! So I was all set to just talk about the craziness in the Atlantic Division. Now, we will get there. We will get there, hockey fans. But allow me a moment. Oh, I'm going to have to close that window. For friggin' hell. The wind is blowing the wrong direction for me to have this. Here, let's just have it cracked a little bit. All right? I just need some fresh air. So, hello. What's interesting is if you look at how I'm dressed, and I said I was getting ready to do the football picks, I wasn't even going to bother changing into the Dolphins gear because they didn't deserve it. They didn't deserve it. And here we are. So we're live on the hockey channel. We're live on the football channel. So whatever you guys want to talk about, we're good. But what a happy day. Who remembers that scene from Trading Places? Who can hear Eddie Murphy going, what a happy day. What a happy day. Oh, my God. Hey, Jake. So Pacharo says, do I not care what happens to McDaniel? What's interesting, Pacharo, is in the post game of the recap that I did last night, where I got to was like, you know what? I'm okay with even if we just fire GRIER. Like, just give me a new general manager. I'm willing to give McDaniel some more time with some decent players because it's just not his fault that the right side of the offensive line is you've got better guys picking up my trash once a week. You know what I mean? The state of the roster just isn't McDaniel's fault for the most part. So, and you can tell these guys are still playing hard for McDaniel. And that's got to mean something. You know what I mean? These guys have not quit on McDaniel. And I bet you we're going to see with GRIER gone, I bet you they start winning a few games. Not a lot, but just enough to screw up the draft pick. But you also may see a fire sale. So, yeah, I would be okay with McDaniel stay. He's got to get better. He's got some issues. But not all of our issues are on him. And the team is still playing hard for him. We needed a new GM. Now we got to go get another quarterback. We've got to have – I know we're married to Tua, but you got to at least have somebody that's going to be competition for him. Oh, boy. Thank God. I thought that was never going to happen. I thought it was never going to happen. Oh, yeah. It's like a surprise promotion at work. It's like a raise with no extra hours. You know what I mean? Now we can actually like be excited for the possibilities. It was never the GRIER it was just wasted breath trying to sort through what the mess of this team was with GRIER as general manager. Thank God. Oh, thank God. I cannot express enough. Charlie, yeah, he had to get fired on Halloween Day. Well, my suspicion is that we've got what? I think the trade deadline is the 4th. So I would suspect that Ross wants to trade some assets and doesn't want GRIER doing it. That would be my guess. But maybe we don't. I would trade Chubb, but not Phillips. Although Phillips can't freaking tackle the quarterback ever, so I don't know. Yeah, Anthony says all we need is the owner of the Panthers to convince Ross to sell him the team now. Yeah, that would be a great day. Dominic, yeah, McDaniel had us contending when he first started his tenure. It just GRIER never built any kind of offensive line. He was getting close on the defensive line, and then we couldn't keep Wilkins. We don't know what's going on with him. We couldn't keep Van Ginkel, right? We just haven't been able to keep anybody. Colin says tank with Tua starts now. Yeah. Okay, so what a happy day. What a happy day. Now, I don't want to ruin anybody's mood. And I know you guys are going to want to talk about the Dolphins, but I do want just for a minute to talk hockey because that's what we're supposed to be here to do. We're going to flip back and forth. So, yeah, what?
There's a report from Adam Schefter that says that Mike McDaniel will remain head coach for at least the remainder of this season.
Yeah. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so
I mean, it didn't matter. You can't really judge McDaniel 100% with GRIER. I know McDaniel has his issues, but it ain't his fault we got Larry Borum out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, GRIER is just destroyed things.
I mean, according to Tua, that was the Ravens fans messing up their cadence.
Come on, Tua. Come on. I mean, we're going to need a quarterback, but thank God, at least GRIER is gone.
GRIER is gone.
Thank God.
Yeah.
So, real quick, because we're going to flip back and forth, but I just want to get into this with the Atlantic standings. I'm on both channels, so we're going to flip back and forth. It was too good. I panicked and just went live. So the Panthers are in last place. Happy Halloween. Hey, is that the trade we made? Was that the deal with the devil? Was that the deal with the devil Stephen Ross made? If you make the Panthers hit last place, I'll fire Chris GRIER. Will you look at that? I think there's some kind of voodoo magic going on there. Yeah, I think there's some voodoo magic going on there. I think he made a deal with the devil that said if the Panthers are in last place on Halloween, he'll fire Chris GRIER before the trade deadline. And will you look at that? Oh, man, I'll come back to the chat. Hey, Simon, how you doing, buddy? And then he says, what I hope is Champ Kelly can convince McDaniel to bench Tua for the rest of the season and allow Quinn to play the rest of the season, what we got in him. There's a part of me that agrees with you, Anthony, and then there's a part of me that figures who is just going to get killed behind this offensive line. You know what I mean? That would be my concern is ruining that kid behind the offensive line, especially the right side. You know what I mean? Ewers is a righty, right? We didn't draft another lefty. So that's gonna be tough. I wouldn't mind seeing him, but the other part to that, like I said, is how much can you judge him with this offensive line without Tyreek and all of that? Zeal says GRIER has built several terrible teams in a row. Yeah, what a beautiful thing. And he says Quinn is more mobile, although you can do a lot more with the bootlegs, and that's true. That's true. Yeah, but you'd still want to spin him out to the left, though. You know what I mean, Anthony? I don't even know you could run a bootleg to you'd have to flip him out to go to the left over on Paul's side. Gold Slayer says, to be honest, look again. We only allowed 31 goals, but we scored 27. That's the problem. We know this, and look at everyone else goals against stat compared to ours. That just made your day, regardless of the standings. Hey, Real. Let me see. Go. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. We're not scoring at all. Good grief. We got the same goal differential. Let's put it this way. The Sabres have a better goal differential than us right now. It's Halloween, and the Sabres have a better goal differential than the Panthers. But, of course, they're better than the Bruins and Leafs as well. The Lightning are even. The Sens are -2. Holy crap, when did that happen? The Red Wings took first place? They're both 11-3. Why'd they put the Red Wings on top of the Canadians? They both are 8-3 with 11 games. Did Detroit beat them head-to-head? I would suppose that's why. Anthony, I mean, basically the same as what I said yesterday about training for the young, trading for that young defenseman from Detroit. I mean, we'll have – I don't know how much they're going to want – you know what I mean? To me, goals against isn't our issue. You know what I mean? Like, we've allowed 31 goals, right? So we're tied with the Lightning for the best in the Atlantic. Boy, some of the Metro teams have it's weird. The disparity is odd because in the Metro, there's definitely some better numbers there. Interesting. Colin says yours is mobile enough, like what golf is. I mean, I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't want to leave him out there to rot. You know what I mean? Like, let him get some playing time. But if it starts to turn ugly, let Zach Wilson take those hits. Hey, Simon. Yeah, what's the prediction for the World Series tonight? Well, we're working on – I mean, I'm hoping for the Dodgers. Kyle's hoping for Toronto. Mythical, what am I dressing up for? Is Halloween? I got my – where's my box of stuff? I might have to go – where's my box of costumes? Oh, it's in the other room. I got all my – we're going to be live streaming the World Series tonight. Colin and I are going to be live streaming the World Series tonight. And let's just say we won't be sober. So there'll be, I don't know what we're going to do, but that's not because we're going to do nothing. It's because who knows what's going to happen tonight. Yeah, every game with the Atlantic team went to overtime last night, right? Yeah, exactly, Steven. We're sharing the basement with Toronto. Yeah, we don't have a ton of goals for at all. Right. Yeah, I mean, I was really surprised to hear that that's what we were looking for. I mean, I understand Kulikov's out, but he's coming back. So let's see what Sabrango does, right? Let's see what Sabrango does. I'm curious. I'm hoping he's going to play tomorrow. And then that's it. Next week, we got 4 10 o'clock games. I believe next Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, I think we got 6 o'clock on Saturday. And then, yeah, we got Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday at 10 o'clock. Ducks, Kings, Sharks, Knights. We got no back-to-backs. and we got 2 days off. We got an extra travel day when we get back from Vegas and play the Capitals at home on Thursday. So there'll be some late streams next week, that's for sure. But I don't understand why part of me understands why we're looking for defensive depth, but what are we really going to do with them? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to put him in instead of Balinskis, okay. He's still going to be another minimum wage guy, or maybe they're really unhappy with Petrie. I don't know. Hey, Damien. Yeah. Oh, that is the best news. That is such spectacular news. I can't even talk. For you guys that watch the football channel, the picks video will be out tomorrow. I was sitting down to record it, and then I just decided to go live when Kyle was yelling. His office is all the way downstairs, all the way at the other end of the house. It's a big house. It's like 3,400 square feet. And I heard him from his office all the way. He's all the way downstairs on that side, and I'm all the way upstairs over here. And I heard him, ah! He was screaming, "We're free! We're free!" Oh, my God. That is the best Halloween present anybody's ever given us. We can have hope again now. We can do a rebuild and a fire sale, and we might even be able to get out of Tua and just bite the bullet on the money. It's a beautiful thing. So Steven says on the 17th, they're going to the Hockey Hall of Fame. It's been a couple decades. At least there's something of value to see, right? Yeah, that's cool. Have fun with that. Real says, I want GRIER McDaniel gone, but if we can only get rid of one, I'm glad it was GRIER. I think McDaniel might be let go end of season or give it another year with the new GM evaluating. I'm actually honestly okay with giving McDaniel a little bit more time. It's hard. He has his issues, right? He has his issues. But how much of the issues are game planning for a quarterback that can't get hit, can't run the ball? He can't scramble. The right side of the offensive line this year has just been beyond horrible. And I know it was supposed to be Daniels and Jackson, but the backups are not suitable NFL players at all. Borum is just, and they've just left him out there because there's nobody else. There's nothing else. So at the very least, and like I said earlier, the team is still playing hard for GRIER. And that, they haven't quit on him. If anything, some of these guys might have quit more on Tua, but they're playing hard for McDaniel, is what I meant to say. I think I said GRIER, but yeah. There you go, Damien. No way, Pacharo. Stephen A. Smith is complaining about GRIER getting fired, bringing up racism as there's no way. I mean, I believe what you're saying, but how long has GRIER been with us? Oh, my God. Hey, Kenneth. Yeah, we finally won the losing battle. Oh, my God. Like we can maybe enjoy football. There's a light at the end of the tunnel where we might actually be able to be good again. Remember? Some of you remember, some of you don't. I grew up just expecting us to win 10 games, 11 games. You know what I mean? At least it was just expected. Kind of like how the Panthers are expected to make the playoffs right now. You know what I mean? It was just expected. The Dolphins are going to win between 10 and 12 games and be in the playoffs. You didn't even consider the possibility that they wouldn't. Real, yeah, that's wild if that's really what he's saying. That's wild, man. The GM of a 2-7 team got fired because of racism. Oh, my God. that guy, if that's really what he's saying, is he saying that on Twitter? I'll go check it out if he's saying that on Twitter. Damien, I mean, I know he's brought stuff up like that in the past, but I mean, my God, like GRIER has had 3rd and 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th chances. So he's been with us since 2000. Jeez. We're 2-7. Craig, yeah, we were spoiled back then. There's a clip on Finn's Extra. Okay, I'll have to check that out. That is unbelievable. I mean, how does he still have a platform? It's a shame because I kind of want to like the guy. If he wasn't such a freaking lunatic, like I like his style. You know what I mean? Damn. Oh boy. So back to hockey for a minute. So yeah, the Panthers, they made a deal. Stephen Ross made a deal with the devil. If the Panthers were in last place on Halloween, he'd fire Chris GRIER. I bet you he figured he was safe, right? Like he just placed the bet. He's like, the Panthers aren't going to be in last place on Halloween. Yeah, if they're in last place on Halloween, we'll fire GRIER. Sure. And sure enough, the Penguins are the best team in the Eastern. The Penguins are the best team in the Eastern Conference, and the Panthers are tied for last place. And that is why, kiddos, you don't bet on sports. That's why you don't bet money on sports. So the Penguins are alone with 18 points. Unbelievable. What's funny is the rain. I mean, there's only, geez. I mean, the whole conference it's just stupid. There's only one team in the conference with fewer points than the Panthers, Sabres, and Leafs. Everybody is as mid as you can be. It is really a sight to see. Hey, Vincent. I need severance pay, Vincent. I can be bought. Huh? I'll go away. Right? I'll go away. Just make sure Kyle's got money. That's all I care about. I'll go live in my van down by the river. I don't care about me. Huh? I just taking care of Kyle. If I didn't have Kyle, I'd have been in my van. I mean, I paid off the van. I could have turned that into a camper and been down by the river long ago. Vincent says, you said the Penguins is my favorite logo. See what I did. That's fine. Hey, a Panthers-Penguins Eastern Conference final would be pretty good because they may be the only team that's so old they wouldn't be able to beat us because we're so exhausted. Yeah, the Sharks are going to be good in a couple of years too. Yeah, they pounded the Devils last night. Last night's scores, they had a ton of games. Bruins beat the Sabres in overtime. The Senators beat the Flames in the shootout. Everybody gets a point. Lightning beat the Stars in the overtime. Flyers 4, Preds 1. Hurricanes 6, Islanders 2. Canucks 4, Blues 3. Penguins beat the Wild 4-1. The Blackhawks lost. The Jets beat them 6-3. I wonder if Spencer Knight had a bad game. Rangers beat the Oilers. Jeez, they won a game 4-3. The Sharks beat the Devils 5-2, and the Wings beat the Kings in the shootout. Was that Spencer last night? Let's see. Yeah. Spencer Knight did not have a good game. He allowed, 6 goals on 32 shots for a save percentage of 8-12. I must have been praising Spencer Knight too much lately. Hey, Pente, how you doing, buddy? He says, I find it refreshing that there isn't always some stacked teams winning. Utah will be the most surprising team this season. I'm talking regular season. Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy if this continues. When you start talking about um, playoff seeding, in the last 2 months of the year, it's just gonna be. I mean, especially now, how bad is the West? The West isn't as jam packed. Jets, Mammoth, Avalanche, Knights, Kings, Kraken, then the Oilers and Stars. There's clear delineation. Like there's actual 8 teams that are playoff teams right now. And then you got the guys just bubbling under with Blackhawks at 12 points, the Canucks at 12, the Ducks at 11, and everybody else kind of sucks. Don't have that in the East. In the East, the whole conference is just insane. And look, I mean, the Lightning, we talked about how bad the Lightning were. Yeah, but they've won 4 straight now, right? Lightning have won 4 straight. Bruins have won a couple of games. Sabres have lost 3, and they're still only 2 points, 1 point out of a playoff spot. The Atlantic is going to be hellfire and damnation. And then what it really is going to do, if you look at the Panthers schedule, let's go month by month here. Because as we get to the last games of the season, if I just go through the last month, starting on March 12th, actually, let's go back here. Good grief. The playoff implications. So the end of February, I mean, it's just all Eastern Conference teams. Buffalo, Boston, Tampa, Toronto, Buffalo, New York, New Jersey, Columbus, Detroit, Columbus. Then we get a little bit of a break with Seattle, Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, Seattle, Minnesota, Islanders, Rangers. So from March 15th to March 29th, there's a 2-week period where we really don't play anybody that's going to have anything to do with our playoff situation, most likely. And then the rest of the season is Ottawa, Boston, Pittsburgh, Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Rangers, and then Detroit. So we play Pittsburgh back-to-back. 2 games. This is wild. April 4th and April 5th, Saturday and Sunday, we play the Penguins back-to-back at Pittsburgh. A 5 o'clock on a Saturday and a 3 o'clock on Sunday. That's crazy. Huh? So the back end of the schedule, especially the last several games there, is going to have a lot to do with playoff seeding, most likely. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And then where are we? Right before I think it's right before the break. Where's that break? Yeah, the break is from the 5th to the 26th. We got some national games there. The last game before the break is at Tampa. When do we play Tampa? When's the first time we played the Lightning? There we go, November 15th. Okay. So we got coming up, we got Dallas, Anaheim, Kings, Sharks, Vegas, Capitals, Lightning. And then we just have a random game against Vancouver. Devils. Where's the next back-to-backs? I remember November doesn't have very many. In fact, November doesn't have any. There's no back-to-backs in November. So that's good. Our next December 6th against Columbus, and then December 7th against the Islanders. That's road back-to-backs. And then we have 2 days off. No, those are home, excuse me. But then we have 2 days off and we have another back-to-back. So we have 2 back-to-backs in a row separated by 2 days off. So we got at Utah on the 10th and then at Colorado on the 11th. So there's 2 back-to-backs. There's another back-to-back in December. There's 4 back-to-backs in December. There's none in November, but December we play the 6th and the 7th, the 10th and 11th, the 19th and 20th, and the 29th and 30th. Oh, boy. We're going to need Kachikin back. We need Kachikin back. That's for sure. Simon says, so what is your weekend thing looking? Well, we're going to be streaming the World Series tonight. That's what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to have some fun with it. I haven't watched. My phone is blowing up. I bet you that's people telling me, yeah. My brother Gene, my dad. Grier's fired. Grier's fired. We'll take it. We'll absolutely take it. Oh, such a beautiful thing. So yeah, we're streaming the World Series tonight. I'm gonna get Kyle drunk, so I'm gonna force him to wear some of the costumes. I'm the only one that ever wears the costumes, so he's gonna have to wear it. And I'm gonna try to pick a different character to be for the 9 inning. For each inning, I'll try to pick a different character to be. Let me see. I got the 4 puppets. I got Rocky. I got that guy. Yeah, I think I can do it. I think I can be a different character for each inning. That should be fun. That'll be fun. So it'll be interesting to see how the baseball does. People get all confused. Hey, it's not supposed to be. I'm putting it on all the channels. I don't care. It is what it is. It's just a Halloween party. You know what I mean? It's just a Halloween party. Let me check something here. Yeah, so that's what I thought. If I missed you guys in the chat, my StreamYard is not I'm not ignoring you. My StreamYard stopped updating. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, you see that? That's the last comment that my StreamYard is showing me from 10 minutes ago. It just stopped updating. So I'm coming over to the YouTube version of it so I can see what you guys are saying, because StreamYard hasn't updated the comments in 10 minutes. You see, I put it there. That's the last comment I have here on StreamYard. So, geez, you guys have been talking and I ain't even been seeing it. So I apologize for that. I was trying to fill space because I thought chat had just died, but you guys have been here talking and I haven't been seeing it. Jameson says, sounds like Brock Besser might be okay for the game Saturday. Downside is he might not be able to have children. Woo! Yikes. Yikes, man. Penta says, Jaws, I'd like to hear your opinion. Is Leon Draisaitl Selke nominee level player? Huh. Check the J Fresh player card. Is that going to be on Twitter? The thing with J Fresh, Pente, I'll be straight with you. I like him, but me and the analytics, I don't understand any of it. I don't understand any of the analytics. When I look at those cards, unfortunately, it's like Greek for me. Yeah, John says Panthers need goals and a winning streak. Can't be win one, lose one now that it seems like every team in the Atlantic is competitive. Gold Slayer says, "Oh, come on. Last time they played the Lightning, Verhaeghe got injured and wasn't available for the signing event that weekend. Now they play Tampa the day before the next sign. Oh, no. Yeah, it's a brutal December schedule. Yeah. Burn Doyle says, if Kyle is shrunk, he should dress as someone who lost his front door. Craig, yeah, you said you thought there's only, it was telling you there's only 4. It's telling me 21. I don't know if it's YouTube is having an issue or StreamYard, but the StreamYard chat is definitely completely frozen up. But I'm on YouTube now, and it seems to be updating. Lil J says 4 back-to-back in December, and the Penguins 1 in March is just weird. Right? Back-to-back on the road. It's very strange. Real says GRIER was technically made GM in 2016, but didn't have full control until 2019. Our first loss, week 1, 2019, was a blowout to the Ravens. Things have come full circle. Outstanding. Vincent says Draisaitl plays the game like a menace. He's evil. Selkie guys usually nice guys. Yeah, something is glitchy for sure. Yeah. Well, it must be YouTube, because if you're seeing it, hey, Bill, the Olympic schedule, yeah, well, especially for the guys that are going, right? No doubt, especially for the guys that are going. Man, I can't believe the chat just completely. I was wondering what the hell was going on. Oh, look at that. It just updated. Okay, it just came back on StreamYard. Everything you guys just said just showed up in one thing. All right. I know the fins are, oh my God, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. How many texts I got now? Oh, we got more. Yep, this is beautiful. What a happy day. What's that? Where's that? Hold on a second. Let's just do this, right? If we're gonna, let's see. No, it's not that. No, come on now. I'm trying to find the scene. Oh, they got the whole thing there. I don't want to play the whole thing. I was looking for the scene from Trading Places to see if somebody had put it in a short where he's just saying, what a happy day. Mythical says the Finns are like the Panthers. We suck for a long period of time. Then we dominate, and teams will call us cheats for the state tax. Yeah, how come it doesn't apply to football? The whole state tax thing. Hey, Rosado. Rosado's happy. Right? Goat Slayer, is it going to be a scary movie reaction live stream tonight? No, it's going to be worse. It's going to be Drunken Stone Baseball. That's what we're doing. Because Kyle wanted to watch the baseball game, and I wanted to have a Halloween stream. So we're going to do it during the baseball game. I don't want him to miss. He pays attention. I don't want him to miss it if Toronto can possibly win tonight. Yeah, Craig, we need more Russian players so they get extra rest, right? Pente says, Josh, just watch player cards and how the stats work. In the offense level, 99% means you belong to the best 1%, and some goes the other way. I mean, I'll admit I've never taken the time to try to learn it. A lot of it, Pente, is because a lot of the guys do stuff that's color-coded, and I'm colorblind. So I can't tell some of the stuff. But my distaste for analytics goes all the way back to when they traded Granson and Kulikov. and told us that they were going, with a more analytical approach. I grew a distaste for it then, and I've just never learned all of the vernacular and what all the charts mean and all of that. I should wear brown bags. Oh, is it daylight savings time this weekend? Oh, freaking hell. That sucks. Is it this weekend? I thought it was next weekend. We got to move the clock. So it's going to be dark at like 4:45. I don't know how it's going to be where you guys are, but it's going to be dark at 4:45 for us. Vincent says I need a palate cleanser with my distaste. Maybe. Yeah, fall back. That sucks. Yeah, we'll be dark at like 4:45 here. Kenneth says, anyone betting the over-under on the Tampa, Florida penalty minutes in 2 weeks? What's the line? Good point. Yeah, you're dark there at 4:30. God, I hate it. And then it's not like it gets like here. It's already like 7 o'clock in the morning. It's still dark. Penta says, Jaws, I got you, but Leon defensive stats is like 30%, so it means he's in the worst 30% of the league when talking D analytics. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I suppose I could or should make an effort to learn that stuff. I got discouraged because everybody's stuff was all colorblind. Yeah, well, everybody's stuff was color coded, and then I'd say, "Hey, do you have this in a non-colorblind? Do you have this non-color coded?" Numbers I can get, but I had to take the time to learn it. I just never did. Because when the whole thing, we went analytical and Tom Rowe came in, and that's the direction we were going. That's why you laughed a lot when Leon was 6th in Selke points. He's I mean, I don't understand it. I don't watch him enough, but when I do, for us Panther fans, we probably get a false impression of McDavid and Draisaitl, right? Because when we've played them, like how many goals did McDavid and Draisaitl get in the 2 Stanley Cup finals? Like not very many. Sasha's dynamic is 99. Good luck. And that's a big problem we're missing right now. I can't believe the level of injuries we have when you really stop and think about it. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, Barkov's going to win again from the couch. Yeah, that's a shame. They should just give it to him, right? They should just say, well, these were his assumed numbers. Nobody's better than that. So, poor dude. But if he comes back, yeah, Jake says the EA curse, right? I know, man. Some of those things are real. Sucks. Was there a Madden curse back in the day? I seem to remember that there might have been. Why am I getting an ad for the Kardashians on YouTube? Why? What? The Madden curse is a superstition that NFL players who appear on the cover of a Madden NFL video will experience a decline in performance or suffer an injury the following seasons. While some players have indeed faced setbacks, with examples including Michael Vick and Christian McCaffrey, statistical analysts suggest the curse is more likely a coincidence or recency bias, as many other cover athletes have had successful seasons. There's a video that discusses the history and the impact of the Madden curse. So they're looking at Garrison Hurst. That's a name from the past. Sean Alexander, Christian McCaffrey, Brett Favre, Dante Culpepper, Vince Young, Marshall Faulk, Donovan McNabb. Interesting. They said Patrick Mahomes was the only player to win the Super Bowl in the same season he was on the cover. His experience is often cited as evidence against the curse. I mean, we don't think it's an actual curse, right? AI over there dispelling, folklore, you know what I mean? Hey, I see, yeah, freedom from mediocrity. Yeah. Ricky Williams, that's right. Let's see. When was Ricky Williams on cover of Madden? Oh, here we go. Ricky Williams was on the cover of Madden in NFL 95, along with Carl Wilson of the 49ers. His appearance predates the modern practice of having a single cover player on the cover. Williams was on the cover in 95, though his injury occurred during the 94 season that followed the game's release. He was on the cover alongside John Madden and not technically the main cover athlete as the modern practices. His subsequent injury later in the 94 season has led him to being associated with the curse. So that was when he had gotten injured, I guess. Let me see. Yeah, so they're listing. I'm looking at this. See, Vic was in 2004. That goes so far back, man. Okay, let me come back. It's weird. I'm getting the chat in clumps. Like it's freezing up, it's not coming in, and then I'm getting huge sections of chat. So bear with me here. Bill, yeah, Forsling knows how to defend against Draisaitl. Yep. The Canucks have 9 active players out of the lineup. Good grief. Yeah, Jake, Ricky Hatton. Your talk to text is getting to you. Pente says, how has Lundell looked at my eyes this season? Have you only watched one game from the Cats this year? Well, his faceoff percentage is doing good, so that's a bonus. I kind of feel like he's focusing on just being defense. I haven't seen him really try to get real creative offensively. I think his main focus right now, from what I can see, is try to emulate Barkov defensively as much as possible. I've seen him, those times where you see Barkov as the first guy back breaking up plays. I've seen that from Lundell several times. So I honestly feel like we're not going to get a ton of offensive production out of that spot, but Marchand has been doing well. But it looks to me like he's just singularly focused, which is kind of normal for him, but it's more noticeable now without Barkov. Stanley Pritchett. Yeah, I remember Stanley Pritchett. You got a jersey of his. Wow, that's a name. That's a name from the past. Yeah. Hey, Eduardo. Kachuk wants to see his friends at the Elbow Room in Fort Lauderdale. Hell yeah, man. Hopefully. It's a long, crazy season ahead. You can't be. Somebody has the Penguins making the playoffs in one of their bets, though. Somebody bet that line. I can't imagine what the bet was. I can't imagine what the odds were for the Penguins to win the Eastern Conference, like have the most points in the regular season. I mean, is it sustainable what they're doing? Hold on a second. Is that just okay? That's just somebody going by here. I mean, it seems crazy to think that it's sustainable, but they've been getting such good goaltending that it might be. Hey, Tariffs, how you doing, buddy? Can I replace McDaniels as coach? Oh, I'll work for free. That's a lie. I'll work for cheap since Ross has been spending so much money. I'm just so happy they got rid of GRIER. I'm delusional at this point. You know what I mean? I'm just so happy now that there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. I wonder, they said Chip Kelly's going to be the interim GM, so I wonder, I would suspect we won't go getting anybody to the beginning, to the season's over. Vincent says, recently, Flames fans have seen Mackenzie Weegar's brilliance in the final moments of the game. Now they know. Oh, Vincent, Kyle and I were literally had begun the we had literally begun the we are. Yeah. Now, we weren't streaming that game, though, so it's not on camera. We weren't streaming those games. But we were by ourselves, and we weren't streaming those games, right? Because we didn't start. No, we didn't start until we were doing pregame. I was doing like an hour-long pregame string back then. Yeah, but we had gotten a we are, and then no, we're not. No, we're not going to overtime. Yeah, who cares? Exactly, Vincent. Who cares? That got him sent right out of town. Oh, man. What a beautiful thing. Simon, the earliest guy that's going to come back is Tkachuk. I don't suspect. I mean, they said mid-December at the earliest. I wouldn't surprise me to see be January. We don't want to rush him back because we're going to need him to be everything he can be. You know what I mean? We don't want to rush him back at all. All right. So can I put this here? There we go. Okay. I've been meaning to put the comments back on the stream anyway. So I guess whatever the hell was going on with YouTube, I guess at least now everything seems to have caught up. Oh my God. I can't believe it. They got rid of GRIER. When is this guy Kelly going to have his press conference where they talk about how we're going to have a fire sale, right? Holy moly. What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing. Hey, David, how you doing, bud? Vincent says, these stories are so funny, like you couldn't fake it. It actually happened. It's like Hubie-Dooby-Doo when Uyghur got sent to Siberia. Well, you know, Hubie was pissed. He had to figure, you got to figure Huberto never even thought that they're not going to get rid of me, right? I was the top draft pick. I've been here. This is where my home. Like, it probably never crossed his mind that he was going to get traded. There's just no way. He had to, whether it was realistic for him to feel that way or not, he had to feel like there's no chance I'm going to get traded. I'm here for forever. This is my home. They're never going to get rid of me. I'm going to retire a Panther. And you're at some friend's party on a Friday night, and you get this phone call. And I can't imagine how pissed he was. How's he playing, by the way? I mean, they didn't look all that bad last year. He don't even come up in my search anymore. Jonathan Marchessault does, but not Huberto. There he is. Poor Hubie. Let's see. How old is he now? He's 32. He's got 1 goal and 3 assists in 4 points in 7 games. So he's on like a 10-goal pace This poor dude. Now, the first 2 years of Calgary obviously were awful, 15 goals and 12 goals. Last year was 28 goals and 34 assists, which is about normal Huberdeau numbers. This year, but I tell you what, looking at Huberdeau's numbers last year, his shot percentage was 18.3, which was the best it's ever been. Better than even his 115-point season with us. Now, his shot percentage the year before with Calgary is 8.4, and now he's at 9.1. So I think this is the guy they got, right? And he went from plus 35 with Florida to negative 29 with Calgary in the 2 years. Man, what's Wiggy Wiggy doing? What's Wiggy Wiggy doing? Uyghur's probably got more goals than Huberdeau at this point. Poor Calgary fans, man. They got the shaft. How's Uyghur doing? Let's see. Nope, Uyghur doesn't. Oh, God. Uyghur's a minus 11 already. Holy hell in a handbasket. Last year was a plus 18. He's never finished in the negative. He hasn't finished in the negative since his first, second, third season. He finished -3. Every other time Uyghur's been +6, +29, +40, and even in Calgary, +15, +2, +18 last year. And he is -11 right now. Holy moly. All of last year, he had 33 penalty minutes in 81 games. He already has 20 penalty minutes in 12 games. Damn, the wheels are falling off of that trade. Jake says, but whatever, we ended up winning 2 cups, so I guess it's all goody-goody, right? Jake says, case in point, people still willingly say that BS about he didn't care. That comment went straight over some simple heads. Oh yeah, I agree with. I mean, yeah, like we knew what he was saying. I mean, I don't think that that's what got him thrown out of town. It was just Tkachuk wanted out, but yeah, that got taken out of context. I joke about it, but I mean, yeah, we know what he said, what he meant. It was a poor choice of words. You know, it was a bad spot we were in. I don't think we win the cups with him. You know what I mean? David says a much easier game with Sasha taking all the heat and making all the plays. Plus, our D system was much better, right? Lil J, that was my complaint. If you go back to the recaps, I would always say that I wanted him to play angry. Like when he played angry and motivated, I honestly felt like he was the best player on the team. I said that a few times, but he would just go through these lulls where it was just like you're saying, his body language, he would just look so dejected. It made you feel like he wasn't caring, you know? Uyghur had a rough game last night, Jameson. Vincent says we got Schwint back. Yeah. David says, listen, Chucky's dad was a phenomenal player, but never won the cup. Chucky wanted to win the cup, not just for himself, but for his pops. I get that. Yeah. Well, he got 2. He got 2. Now, how long is it going to take Brady to have to leave Ottawa? And will Huberdeau ever be a guy that we get back? Like, I don't think Uyghur's coming back. He doesn't fit what we do. But would Huberdeau ever fit what we do? I don't know. Probably not. Let's get Gabranson back. That would be fun. A Gabranson Kulikov bottom pair. You know, like I said, that's why I started the channel. Vincent says no, probably to the Huberdeau thing, right? Yeah, his Lil J, you think Huey may retire a cat? I don't know. What we heard was he was pretty pissed off and cursed at Bill Zito. That's the rumor anyway. So I don't know. I don't know how his game is now. David says, I think Brady has to leave to get one, but Cup not as important to him as his family, and if they're happy, he'll probably stay. His contracts, he's got a contract for a few years though, too, right? I think we said he's got like 3 or 4 more years on that deal. They all can't come, right? We can't bring them all here. How long is his deal? It expires in 27-28. So it's got 3 years left on it. And that would be right about, how old is he though? Is he younger? Is he the younger brother? 26, right? And Kachuk is what? 20, 28, 29? He's 27. Okay, so not even 28. Boy, he's been through a lot of injuries at that age. That's for sure. My brother is so happy right now. Brother Gene is so happy. He's blowing up my phone. Oh, well. So what a beautiful day. Huh? Dolphin fans, we finally got out of jail. We finally got out of jail. I'm stunned because, like, after the Cleveland game, I think that I lost hope that Ross was going to make any changes. You know, David, you can see it on the show Face Off about Brady. That's one I got to watch. Jake says, I remember the movie about Terry Sawchuk. There's a scene where the GM tells him, okay, yes, I traded you. What do you want from me? I'm running a hockey organization, not a charity. Yeah. Yeah, what are you going to do, right? I mean, when you think about, who was it? I was doing some research on Luongo's trade. One of Luongo's trades. I think it was the one where we got him back. And let me because it's a good story. It was one of the players that was it? No, it must have been the Islanders. It must have been Canucks trading for Luongo. Maybe it was one of the guys. Yeah. It was no, that's the one where we sent them. I forget. Damn it, I can't remember. It was a good story. I'm putting together a video. And I can't remember the story now, but it was one of the players that was involved with that trade. And they were like, well, who am I being traded for? It's like, well, we're getting Luongo. And the player was like, oh, okay, that's fine. You know, it was like, damn, you got what for me? And I can't remember if that was the deal or not. Hey, Mr. Krabs. Yeah, so glad Chris Grier is gone. I know, 25 years, man. I'm so glad. Jake says his wife's family who lives here in Florida was super upset when he was traded. Are we talking about Luongo? They used to show up to the games with the drum, tambourine, and cheering their heads off back then. Jeez. Yeah, I'm doing a video on. It's a long one. It's taking me a while. Yeah, Luongo. Yeah, the one I'm working on, it probably won't even be ready for like another month. It's like an hour long. It's like an in-depth thing. Because I was just going to do a little something, and then I started reading the stories, and I started realizing, the initial trade from the Islanders, and I was like, I'm in it now. I'm like down all these rabbit holes with the whole Bertuzzi thing and all of that. So I don't know when it's going to be out, but it's something I'm working on because I was just interested in it. And so, yeah, we'll see when that comes out. But some of the stories are crazy. Crab, you can't stand to watch Jeff Petrie play anymore. Who would I bring back? Simon Gabranson. We'll bring back Gabranson. That's who I'd bring back. And if you're talking about somebody who's still playing in the league right now, Kulikov, Gabranson, bottom pair, third cup. That's what we'll do it. Yeah, happy Halloween, David. He's too old. Am I using my real voice or this Homer thing? What are we talking about with the Homer thing? Hey, Mythical, biggest fish I ever caught. It's an interesting story. You would never believe it. But the biggest fish I ever caught was on a little popper, a little fly popper that I was using fishing for bass in the C9 Canal over there just east of 441 and Ives Dairy Road. Now, I don't know what the condition of that water is now, but in the spring, I believe it was in the spring, big tarpon used to come through there. And so I'd have these little feathered poppers with just these little tiny hooks on them. And I'd catch bass and Oscars and stuff like that. And every once in a while, I'd hook a tarpon, and I couldn't land them. But this one I just hooked right at the corner of his lip, and he couldn't. I must have kept the perfect amount of pressure on him, and it was about a 40-pound tarpon. And yeah, that's the biggest fish I ever caught. Now I've caught some carp out of this river here that probably close to that weight, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? Of course, fishing from a kayak is kind of different too. But I'll never forget that because you could see them. They would come and boil over on top of the water, and I'd cast and cast and cast for them. I never thought I was going to catch one. I caught a few that were like 5 and 10 pounds, but I never thought I was going to catch one of the big ones. I had just my little, I was 10, 12 years old back then. And I don't know if this fish was sick or what, but I managed to get him in. Vinci says, don't show yourself or you're going to get hooked. Yeah. Used to catch good bass out of there. Used to catch a lot of good Oscars out of there. I don't know what the condition of that water is now, or if you can even access it or now. David says, up in Palm City in the middle of summer, we used to get big tarpon, like 200 plus, hooked a few, but only using 15-pound tests. We never got one. Yeah, David, on the pier, on the Oliver Pier, we used to fish for mackerel, and we'd have a float rig, and then we'd have like a belly strip of mackerel or pilchard. And so that, we'd suspend the bait, and it'd be about 3 or 4 feet up from the bottom. And the mackerel would come through and take you know what I mean? But every once in a while, tarpon would come through and take your little strip, and you knew it. You knew it because the mackerel was zzz, and then you'd start fighting. The tarpon was about 45 seconds, and it was just gone. And then you'd see them jump out there, and you'd never get them in. You'd never get them in. They were monsters. And all you could hope for was that the hook would, you'd lose your hook and not your line, because a couple times they'd spool you and you just hear bing. And what ended up breaking was your line, at the end of the spool. And then you'd have to freaking spool your whole line. Eduardo says the Panthers can have Patrick Laine. His days are probably not done in Montreal. Axu, yeah, we had a little glitch we had to fix, so we did that. Krabs says, I just wonder if the Panthers will make another big splash at the deadline in a couple months. Only if Barkov's not coming back. We don't have any money if he's coming back. So on one hand, it'll be like, ooh, we made a big trade. But if we do, well, I guess if we send money back the other way, but I don't want to trade any of our guys. So if you see anybody, with substantial salary coming in and nobody going out, that means Barkov's not coming back. So don't really want that. I'd rather just eke our way into the playoffs. Kachuk comes back, things get a little bit better, and then get Barkov back in the playoffs. Hey, Patel, Ron. No, it is not a joke. It is not April Fool's Day on Halloween, brother. We are free. We are free. Praise the Lord. We are free, Dolphin fans. We are free. McDaniel's going to coach at least for the rest of the year. So we're solid there for now, but GRIER is gone. The reign of terror is finally over. Yes, my friend. There's a light. There's a light at the end of the tunnel with a sign that says hope. We can have hope again. Don't know who's coming, but yeah, free at last. Exactly, David. Yeah. Craig says, my biggest was a 37-pound albacore tuna off the Santa Barbara, California coast. Was like fighting a torpedo. 20-pound test spinning reel was working. Oh, man. And it like if you were beach fishing, where you catch it makes a difference. You know what I mean? Like the first time I hooked a carp when I was on my kayak, holy hell, he pulled me all over the place. I didn't know there were carp in here. I thought it was catfish. I didn't know there were carp in here. And I was just fishing with like a little artificial, and all of a sudden, zzz, and just down and out and gone. I'm like, what in the hell is on my hook? I'm in like 3 feet of water. And it had to be a catfish. I didn't know there were carp. And then when I saw him come up to the surface, I was like, oh, okay. I've caught some, I've lost some. Ms. Krabs, you think McDaniel will get the pink slip at the end of the season? It's possible. On a charter boat, so you also had to dodge the 10 other guys hooked up too. Actually says, is there a hockey equivalent of Chris GRIER? Well, his brother is the Sharks GM. His brother is the GM for the San Jose Sharks, Axu. I can't make it up. I'm not making that up. David says, my biggest either a swordfish at 415 pounds or you've live released 2 decent marlin. Yeah, I never got anything out deep water. I get seasick. My dad would troll 20 miles offshore to get to the dolphin. And by the time we get there, I'd be in the cabin going, bleh, bleh. I hated it. They caught some decent sailfish. Yeah, you had a couple sharks. Yeah, you released those. Yeah. Being a terrible GM must run in the GRIER family. Yeah, you can't make it up, man. You can't make it up. It's beautiful. All right, everybody, I got to roll. I got to get the rest of my work done for the day. You were blessed to fish southern Mexico and Costa Rica back in the 90s. Nice. So, Kyle and I will be live. We'll be live tonight. Halloween World Series. He's going to have the hard mics. I'm going to have a little something. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll try to keep it safe for work, but it's baseball. So we're going to be You got to keep baseball interesting. You know what I mean? So I don't know who's showing up. Rocky might show up tonight. I don't know who's showing up tonight. We're just gonna wing it and have some fun with it and watch the Dodgers beat the Blue Jays. That's what's gonna happen. I'm sticking to it. All right, everybody. We'll see you later on tonight. Thanks for hanging out.